Hello, everybody. Hello there. This is James M. Prague, and I'm here at the end of November for SoulCARE. Nice to connect with you today during this holiday season here in the U.S. We have holidays. Just finished Thanksgiving, and I'm going to wait for people to get on. Hi, Lori Smith. Lori Smith, you're so funny. Good to see you, Lori. Hope you're doing well, sweetheart. Houseboat Grandma. I'm ready. It's really warm here in Southern California. I live in San Diego, and it's about 80 degrees. Very warm for this time of year. It's Southern California, but it's a little strange, I think, because it's just so warm. But I like it. I've been out with my garden. I do things where in the different times of the year, whether you have to put bulbs in the ground, you're fertilized. I just finished planting a vegetable garden, and I've become a real gardener, which I love. I just love it. Hi, Janice. Hi, Kathleen McNulty. Love to you and the family. How are you doing, sweetheart? Hope you're doing well. I think of you guys often. I'm thinking of another cruise to do. I'm thinking about the Danube River, a river cruise next September. So I'll let everybody know about that. I think I'm going to do that. It might be a very informal type of thing, but we'll see how that works out. Hello, Lynn. Hello, Olivia. Deborah. Yay. I'm supposed to be in your show, I believe many years ago before it ended. Angie. Okay, Angie, my Beyond show. Yes. You know, the Beyond TV show that I did for a year in syndication, that was back in 2001, 2, I think it was around there. And it's interesting, this weekend I had some friends in town. We discussed that and discussed the TV movies that I did with Anne Heche and Eva Longoria and so forth. And Beyond came up. And it was very interesting. I found out when I did that show, Beyond, that it was important for me at the time. At the time I first came out to doing this work, the skeptics were all over the place for me, and they thought, I was doing something called cold reading, which I didn't even know what the meaning of that was. And they wouldn't. It was like they really had to get to me, which was like bizarre for me because I didn't understand anything about that. And I just had come to a reading and see how it works. But anyway, so what I did was I separated myself from the rest of the producers. I had my own building. I wanted to separate myself from my own. This is what fear does, by the way, just a demonstration of fear. I separated myself in my own building, so the production company was in a separate building. So when the associate producers would research different scenarios and situations of people that needed readings and producing shows, I wouldn't know anything about it. And unfortunately, that was not good for me because at that time, these associate producers, and I found this out after the show was over, that they went after people who were having experiences, who lost somebody, and not just just an everyday loss, but major losses, mass losses. And they promised them times on the show to have sessions and so forth. And then I found out as the show closed that some of those producers came up to me and said, this is how it worked. We promised them, but some of us never got back to those people. And my heart just sank. I was like, wow, this is terrible to promise that to people to do that. But, and I used to go out and people would line up at 5 o'clock in the morning around the building, around the studio. And there were 200 seats in the studio. And we let people in around, I think it was 8 o'clock in the morning. I had to get there around 5 to set up for makeup and all that other stuff. And people came from all over the world. They came from Europe and all of the United States to be online to possibly get into that show. There were 2 shows, two record tapings, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. And it was the first 200 people. And I felt really bad. So I used to, in the cold weather, I used to go out and get donuts for people in line and coffee and hand it out to the people. And some people say, is that him? Is that him? It's me. I felt so bad, but yeah, I'm sorry about that. That was a really hard time, but I've learned from that. We learned from those things. And let's talk about another show, Beyond 2. So we'll see what happens with that. And I'm also developing another episode that Ghost Whispered, something even more different than that. Very, very interesting. I think it'll do very well. I can't say much about it, but I think it will do very, very well. I think it'll open up the door for spirituality and science coming together. And I think it'll be really, really an eye opener for a lot of people and open up the consciousness for a lot of people. So good. Well, I hope you all had a nice Thanksgiving here in the States. And for those who didn't celebrate Thanksgiving, gratitude to all of you. And it's funny, I said to a friend of mine, gosh, I have Thanksgiving kind of every day. I have gratitude every day. I wake up and I walk around my yard and with my doggie, and I have gratitude for everything that the universe has provided. And it's funny when I do that, many times I'll hear someone's spirit say, but you created it yourself. You did create it. We could make what you gave us, the ingredients you gave us. You made it. We made it because of the ingredients you gave us, and that's very, very true in life. I think we have to earn things. I think we really have to earn things, and it's in that earning, it's in that trying things out that we learn. It's not just the end result, the end product. It's getting this journey. It's the journey getting there, which I think is so very important. Even development as a medium, and in my students, I talk to my students all the time about the development is more important than the final product. Than being a medium, the development is much more, uh, um, I guess, a sense of growing and understanding and expanding. And there's so much more knowledge and awareness in the development process than the actual being of the medium. So that's really interesting in life too. I think it's going through those situations. I hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving here. I personally did not. I had a hard Thanksgiving because I ended up in urgent care with a friend of mine who fell down, and she cut herself, and she had blood thinners. So I spent the day cleaning blood off the floor. An interesting time, and but it was okay. We afterwards we kind of laughed about it, but what can you do? It's a good time. But I was keeping a little bit on Facebook there over the holiday. I was looking into things, telling people about the sale we have. And today's actually the last day that we have of the what I call the Black Friday sale. I call it the Enlightened sale. I want to tell you about that because that's pretty important. Because people often say, I didn't know about the sale. I didn't know about the sale. So I wanted to let you know that I call the Gift of Enlightenment sale. And the reason why is because I think it's a great idea at this time of year, especially since what we've been through in this world, that there might be somebody in your life who could use a course, could use some help, could use a meditation, could use an insight into something which they don't know about. And I think that the school offers so many different types of courses that it might be a great Christmas present, a holiday present, Hanukkah present for somebody to receive that from you, a gift of enlightenment. So it's a 40% off. Today's the last day. It's 40% off during the Making Spirits Bright sale at my school, James Temple School of Mystical Arts. And it's 40% off on all online courses, every single one. And you may give it to your friends or your family, whoever you think might help. And you should browse the courses to see which one is good for them because there's so many different types of courses there. Just a couple I wrote down here. I wrote this down. Whatever you desire to create in your life, there's a course to help you. Right. So here's just a few. The JVP Healers, a spiritual healer certification course. And I teach you the spiritual healing techniques I've learned for 35 years. And I've learned from all different teachers, and I put it all together and put it into this course. And I've helped many, many people around the world in this course unlock their own spiritual abilities. And part of that is a confidence, having the awareness that you are a soul having this human experience, but within your soul, there's so many gifts that need to be opened up, to be looked at. So that's one of the courses that I worked on. Another, Bringing Heaven Home, is a really good course, and I've given to many of my friends and people I know who have lost somebody and have a hard time getting over the grief. And Bringing Heaven Home, I spent one day with the spirit world, and I channeled this through them. They gave this to me. I'll read you a little bit. It's a course for anyone who's feeling disconnected and alone. You visit the spiritual realms and receive several healing spiritual messages from your guides and loved ones. And best of all, this feature specific exercises you can do this holiday to feel more guided. And I bring you really to a space of a different level of consciousness. And we slowly explore those various levels of consciousness. And I'm always there guiding you how you should do it. It's a full day course, one day. And some incredible experiences people have had with it. So Bringing Heaven Home is a really good one. Another one, which I'm going to tell you about, is Astrology Made Easy, because that's the one a lot of people love. That when Kelly White and I talk about astrology, mostly Kelly talks about astrology on our show, Both Sides Down Beyond, which is on tonight. I'll talk about that in a second. But they want to know more about astrology, and this is a really easy course. I'm not an astrologer per se. I've studied it, and there are certain things that I understand better than others. I'm very good at characteristics of signs. I'm very good at the houses, which each house represents certain aspects of life, right? A medical house, a home and security, a career house, and so forth. So Astrology Made Easy is it's made easy because I have to spoon feed people like I had to be spoon fed. It's really in this incredible course, Unlock Your Cosmic Blueprint and Take Charge of Your Future. So when you know the tools when you know the energies or the blueprint that you have in this lifetime and what you're good at, or if we say it that where your energies are strongest and where they're not, it helps you to be very more aware of the various people in your life, the various situations in your life, what you should go toward, we should not go toward. It helps to know who you are in that respect, energetically, because astrology is really the study of where the energies are, planets, if you will, the heavens, in your life, and how can you use them to benefit yourself. So astrology made easy is a very good course. That's over 4 weeks, and I teach you how to use the energy of the planets to heal and transform all areas of your life. I've even had people who took this course said, "Wow, it really helped me understand my family much better, my partner much better. Now I know, why she does that. And I didn't realize why she did that, or he did this. Now I get it. I get that he's a Libra. He needs partnership." So some basic good characteristics of that. Okay. The other one, which a lot of people ask me about, developing their psychic ability, what's a good course for that? And the one of the best I have is Psychic Portals is a really good basic course. If you want to go one step further, I have the JVP Psychic Intuitive Certification course, and it's really to uncover your psychic strengths and really learning about discernment between what your wishes are, your desires, and what really you feel. Intuition is it's like a muscle, right? The more you work out, the more it develops. So I give you exercises, everyday exercises, basic stuff, almost like I can't use these examples anymore because the technology has changed. But let's say you get a text message from someone. Before you look at your text message, try to intuit who sent it to you. So any place you can in LA, they have parking. Parking is a good one. Where's a parking place? San Diego too, by the way. Um, People do it a lot with traffic lights. When is this going to change? I feel it's going to change now. Anyway, there's all different ways of exercise that bring you through to use your intuition in a fun way. It doesn't it doesn't have to be hard. It should be fun. It should be enjoyable. So that's really important, that one. And so I also wanted to, because last week we didn't do SoulCARE. So those are courses there. If you go online, there it is. Thanks, Renee. There's 40% off on all the courses, and the coupon code, very important, is BF40, best friend. BF40. And that's the checkout. I just looked, it's on the top of my school page, the code. So feel free. Great gifts for the holidays. Great gifts. But look, there's so many more courses that your friends might love. So I wasn't on last week, right? Wasn't on last week because I had a friend staying here, and very strange with the eclipse and all the full moon, all that stuff was going on. So I couldn't get on the call here. My friend missed her train by 6 minutes, so I couldn't make it here, but I'm here today. Questions. James Prague, what is the best course to take first if you want to get certified? The mediumship, I would take psychic certification first. First, take psychic. Number one, take the psychic. Start with your groundwork. The groundwork is intuitive. So every medium is psychic, then every psychic is a medium. So you really want to use your intuition and develop that further. So that'd be my answer there. Okay. Another question people might have. Yeah. Okay, Renee, you can throw questions at me here. James is a great personality. Thank you. I try. I'm just me. I am. Christina. Hi, James. I want to purchase level 2 of the mediumship course, but it's not available. No, it is not yet, sweetheart. It's not available yet because, I really get involved in it. So it's not time yet because I'm still involved from our current mediumship 2 and mediumship 3. So it's not yet, but later on. But there are other courses that are, but not that one yet. Okay. How do you do 28-day transformation, Denise? Oh, it's a good one. It's has to be one of my favorite courses. It has to be. The origin of that course was very interesting. It was, I think I forget I was doing reading for somebody. My guides gave me it. They sent me down for a full weekend, and we mapped it out. And I said, okay. And it was for people who want to change, to transform. I don't say transmute from their traumas of a childhood that they're still holding on to, and how to look at those as learning lessons and to really transform those as learning lessons, and how to learn about forgiving people and forgiving ourselves. Part of that course goes into I bring you back to your childhood. I bring you back to when you first came on this earth and see who you are. Because as a soul, when we first enter this vibration of the human dense consciousness, we feel out of sorts in a way because remember, we just came from the other side of life. We just came from a different dimension. So we'd measure things from that point of view, from telepathically, from feeling, from seeing things in a different way. And it takes, as you know, as children are very open, very psychic, because they've just come from that other side. And that innocence, that sweetness really is there. in toddler and childhood babies and toddlers, probably till the age around 7 or 8, before the human gets in touch with them, before the parent or the teacher or society starts to program them a different way, because we all get programmed around that time, or at least attempted to, by saying you have to do this assignment this way, and you'll get an A. You'll be best. You'll be best. You're going to get an A to be the best you can. You got to be the best, and immediately we have a judgment there. We have a value judgment, right? So we get into that mindset. Many people do, and we just want to please. We just want to please, and we look at our adults, our parents, so for the adults in our lives, our teachers, and because they're bigger than us and older, we assume they know better. We assume they know better. And many times they don't, right? As we've grown up, many times they don't. So in that course, we go back to those times where you've been given information and really what resonates as your own soul and what's not true to your soul. So that course starts off there. And it's the 28-day course, you got to take it every single day. It's a cumulative course, which means that each day builds upon the previous day. It's only 15 minutes a day. It's all it is, but it's worth it. I've had many people say this is like 2 years of therapy, this course. It changed my life. Hundreds of people have said that to me. Good course. Sorry, I'm going on about it, but it really is. Check it out. Okay. Lori, where do you get the healing course and awakening? You go on the JVP School of Mystical Arts, Lori, and it's right there. You'll see a list of the healing course. All of them are listed in the JVP School of Mystical Arts. Okay. And you have 40% off. That's right. Lori Smith. Hi, Lori. Bringing heaven home is a perfect gift for those who have lost. Very true, Lori. Very good, Lori. Thanks, honey. I agree with you, Lori. Bringing heaven home is a great gift for people that are, having a hard time, especially at Christmas time. Yeah, it's a great one for that. It really is. It really does help a lot of people. And they start having a relationship with their loved ones who pass to the other side of life, who are in the other realms, the levels. And you're able to get in contact with them easier because you've opened up that part of your mind. You've opened up that aspect. And because you've opened up that aspect, you know, kind of the doorway to go to when you want to communicate with them. So you have that opening there and you know which level of awareness you have to get to open up that door. So perfect. I only need to take it once. Okay. Alicia, I need this course. Psychic development. Yes. Psychic portals you should do, sweetheart. Alicia, psychic portals. Start with that. Or the certification one. Okay. I don't know where you are in your development, but psychic portals or psychic certification course. I'm pretty thorough with all my courses. You know, it's something which I didn't just slap together. It's something which I worked 4 years on developing and really having part of my integrity, myself, because this is going to live on after I go. And this is what I'm leaving for the world. So I want to make sure, being that Virgo, I want to make sure it was all perfectly done. And of course, there will be times probably have to update some of the courses, which I'm going to next year. I'll update some, but also add some more courses. But anyway, good. Okay. Debbie, hi, James. Is it possible to get your books from your website? The two I've had gone missing after loaning them out. Debbie, I don't sell them anymore on website. I try Amazon, the best way. If you cannot get them on Amazon, then you let me know. You'll write to me and let me know on Facebook, whatever, and I'll send them. If I have them in my garage, which is where they are, I will get them. I don't have all my titles, believe it or not. Some are out of print. Like Reaching to Heaven is out of print. I never reprinted that. And Looking Beyond, the children's book, which is a great book. I don't think I have any more of those. And I just ran out of Power of Love. So that's from Hay House. So I got to order more of that. But let me know. Okay. I love the Clear the Cat. I can't wait until Media for Two opens up again. It's good. James, you are an amazing guide and teacher. Thanks, Claire. Thank you, sweetheart. What you can do before Media for Two opens up, sweetheart, like everybody here, what you can do, and you heard me talk about this all the time, but it's important, is to sit in the stillness of your being. And that will get you ready. So, and how you sit in the stillness of your being, I talk about this all the time. I go in my closet. I sit in my closet, dark closet. I cannot get interrupted by any outside noises, influences, animals, people, so forth. And I sit there and I really just sit and I really work with my breath. I just really go in and work with the inhalation, and I inhale 3 times. I count to 3 and exhale, count to 5. Your exhalation should be 2 counts longer than the inhalation. And I just do that for a while. And you can set the intention of bringing love with the inhalation and letting go of fear. And I just sit that and I become aware of how the breath then goes throughout the body, and then becoming aware of the heart pumping the blood. And you begin to have a sense of yourself from the inside out. And you get to have the sense after a while, you have to do it the same time every day if you can. Give yourself to that. It's very important because the spirit world is going to be working with you. You're setting up a date, you're setting up a time to be with them, and your guides and teachers will help you if you do that. They will be there with you if you do that. So it's good to set up a time every day, be consistent. And I would say until the course becomes available, start doing that, sitting in the stillness of your being. That will certainly help with the mediumship course, without a doubt. 100%. And it's good for anything, not just mediumship, but it's good to clear your mind and have a sense of your soul. Okay. Chrissy, I see spirits in my sleep and dreams. How can I know this is real? Well, Chrissy, first of all, it depends upon the sleep. It depends upon what you're dreaming. I mean, there are some times that we dream, and it can be just a dream, right? But it depends on the content of the dream. So I call them crossovers, because when you see your loved ones in the spirit form at night, we our souls leave our bodies every night, and we go to the astral world, spiritual realms, and we visit our loved ones, and they seem more than dreams. They seem like connections. They seem I'm with them. So that's a little bit of the difference, I would say, as a general answer there. Okay. Diane, hi Diane, nice to see you. I'm thinking of taking the spiritual healer course. Then you should think no more and take it. Stop thinking. It's funny because a lot of my courses, I tell people, can't think anymore, just do. Or I say head to heart, head to heart. So if you're wondering if you take the course or not, what does your heart say? What is what resonates in your heart? And this is for everybody. If you feel a question mark, what does your heart say? Do you need it or you don't need it? It's up to you. It's up to your heart. I'm just offering it. It's up to you. Okay, it's up to you if you feel you have to. And you might not feel it for you. And the same with all the courses. You might feel some that you resonate toward, and others at this time you don't. That's fine. But it's a good opportunity right now. It's 40% off of everything. Okay. Diane Dahl, how do I find out who is sending signs? A soulmate angel. So, Diane, if you want to sit in the quiet, sit in the stillness of your being, best way to find out. And go with what your heart says. Listen to your heart, not your head. I know people want like these major answers, and it's really simple. It's simple. James Van Prague. That's right. You got my spelling right, Rosie. Great. If you already know you are clairvoyant and clairsentient, which is the best course to start with. So you might know that you are, which is great. You might know you're clairvoyant or clairsentient. Great. But have you developed it? At what level of development are you at? You need to practice. Just because you are doesn't mean you don't need practice. I have to practice all the time, still practicing to get better and better and better. I would start at the beginning, mediumship one, psychic development one, because there's also, you have to remember, sweetheart, that there are techniques, exercises, my point of view, a perspective that you may never have heard before. So it's brand new for you. So it's always good to start at the beginning. And remember, these courses are ones you're going to take the rest of your life. It's not just one time. You'll have them, you'll own them forever. Okay. All righty. Let's see. Marlon, my heart always says yes. There is so much to learn. It's true. Tucked neatly inside the heart is the soul. Yeah, more questions. How many books have I written? I've written about 12 to 14, I think. I have 12 to 14 books. I'm actually writing one right now. As we're speaking, I'm writing one. And it's about the soul. And it's a novel, though. It's a fiction book. Don't ask me how, when, or why. I just felt like I had to. And it's a nice fictional book about what the soul is like. And it's fiction. Only I say fiction because I'm not sure. It's a novel. It's a story. I'm not sure what's happening with the characters, but it's an ongoing thing. I have no outline. I'm just going to just do it because I can. I'm not under a contract, which is great. And it'll find its owner as soon as it's done. It takes a while to start a book and get into it. And then when you're into it, it's the whole world, which is great. Okay. Selena Sally Gill. Is there options to pay monthly? Yes, there is. There's monthly payments. Yes. Yeah. We've done that. So most of the people pay on time payments. So not that it's a lot, but it's, for some people, monthly payments is the best way. So we have that option for sure. Hi, Suzanne. Hi, James. Was watching Ghost Whisperer. Oh, have you met many Earthbound souls? Seems it's very dramatized. Yes, Suzanne, it's entertainment basically, and I have not met a lot of Earthbound spirits because most people are not Earthbound. Most people tend to go to the other side and get to the other side. The only experience I've had where they've been kind of Earthbound, if you want to call it that, and my friend Gordon Smith, a medium from Scotland, who I'm working with in August here, he once answered that question in a demonstration we were doing together by saying, the only Earthbound people are us. We're the Earthbound ones. We're down here. We're Earthbound. So I found that when I worked with Marian Winkowski, who was really a specialist in earthbound beings, if you will, that most of those spirits, and we base the show upon this, that there were some beings, some souls, who the transition was difficult because it could be a transition that wasn't expected. So it might be sudden. And for instance, I use this example a lot. It could be a mother who died in childbirth and she dies, the baby lives. And in the mother's mindset, she might think, I got to be close to the baby physically. That'll help the baby. So she stays closer to the baby on this level, not realizing she do a lot more influence from the other side. Same thing I say with a man who, let's say, gets hit by a train and it reminds me of a ghost. And he's out of his body. He says, "Oh no, I'm dead." But my wife doesn't know where the insurance policy is, so we might see her in that house trying to influence her to find the insurance policy. Or another one, which is really interesting, when I was sitting with Marianne at dinner once, and she said, "I said, well, I asked her, I said, if you look around this restaurant, are there any earthbound spirits you see?" And she said, "Well, there's a guy sitting over there on the stairs." I said, "Yes." And she said, and he's afraid to go to the light. And she would help them. She would do it. Jennifer Love Hewitt, her character did. And she would create a light for them, a tunnel, if you will. And she would telepathically speak to them. And not just like on the show, as portrayed in the show, many spirits or earthbound spirits, what are called that, think that most humans don't hear them, which they don't. But when they find someone that does, they're all over it. So she said to me that this young man sitting on the steps, he died and he was raised a certain way, a very religious life. And he did things in his life he's not proud of. And he feels if he goes into the light, he might go to hell because that was his mindset. So he doesn't want to go there. So those sorts of things we're into. Also emotional, some deaths that are very emotionally connected. I think like the Civil War, I think certain wars, I think there's an imprint, if you will. I think many times it's emotional imprint that I find. And when I go into certain spaces, that imprint is there. I've gone into houses that we can call it haunted, or there's an imprint, or it's lost in time. Yeah, I do. There are places like that. There are spaces like that for sure. But most of us, the majority of us, 90% of us, let's say, do go to the other side, go back home, because there are loved ones always are there to greet us, to bring us over. Always, always. And the funny thing is too about death, there's no pain in death. Us humans think, oh, it's going to be such a big deal. It's not. And when they find that it's just not, it's very natural, they're like, oh, okay. Okay, this is nothing. So tonight's show, Both Sides Now and Beyond, tonight, 6 o'clock Pacific time, is a very special show we're doing. And I wanted to do this in dedication to a wonderful, incredible medium. He was the last great physical medium on this earth, and his name is Leslie Flint. And Leslie Flint, I had the privilege of sitting with Leslie but 3 or 4 times. And tonight I'm going to discuss sitting in the seance room. And what happened with Leslie Flint was he was able to work with the spirit doctors, the spirit chemists, spirit world, where they would be able to create, or if you will, manipulate a substance. And most mediums have this substance called ectoplasm within their body, with their makeup. Some people call it a membrane or like a cheesecloth. And they extract it out of the medium's mouth, nose, ears, solar plexus. I've had it extract from my ear, actually, myself, when I set in development. But what they would do for Leslie, and the most tested medium, physical medium in history, and the ectoplasm would exude out of his ears and his mouth, and the spirit people would manipulate it into a larynx, an artificial larynx, or a voice box. And the spirit people would come close to him in the seance room, and of course they know this is happening in the spirit world. They're all aware of it, and they would line people up, and the people would, they describe it like putting on a catcher's mask, and they would have to put this apparatus on them, and they would have to send their thoughts to this voice box, and the voice box would vibrate, and it would sound exactly as they said their voice sounded in the physical realm. So tonight we're going to discuss the whole situation with Leslie Flint, how we got started, what the process was like. We're actually going to hear spirit voices tonight. Queen Victoria, I believe, is going to be there. Oscar Wilde, because there was a lovely research team, husband and wife team, that researched and recorded all of these seances for like 20 years. So it's so interesting to hear, but many of them will talk about what happened when they first passed over, what it was like. So some really great ones. There's a lady by the name of Mary from Scotland. And I do a really bad accent, but I'll try it because I just love her story. And the team asked her, the researchers asked her, Mary, what was it like when you found yourself out of the body? What was it like? Hey, she goes, I'm bad accent. It was really nothing. It was, she goes, I was sitting in the chair, and the next thing I know, I'm out of my chair. I'm looking down, and there's my body. This is so strange. I don't understand it. And she said, she goes, I found myself in a place, well, a hospital, I guess you'd call it, but not like a hospital in your world. She said, it was very open. Well, the sun was coming in, I guess. It was the sun. Wasn't really sure. This is all very strange. I feel fine. And I looked over to the next cot, the next bed next to me, and there's a little girl. And the little girl says to me, what did you die? What did you die with? I'm like, I did. She goes, yeah, you must be dead. I died with diphtheria. Diphtheria? Well, you look just fine. You don't look like you have diphtheria. She goes, no, I had diphtheria. I died with diphtheria. And she goes, what? And the little girl said to me, you're dead. I said, I'm dead, but I feel just fine. She goes, ah. And next thing, she goes, the next thing I know, my sister Kate walked in. My sister Kate walked in into this place and came up to my bed. And I said, this is all very strange. Kate's dead. Kate's been dead for 20 years. What's that about? And so I said, Kate, what are you doing here? And she said, oh, darling, you're dead. She goes, how can I be dead? I feel just fine. She goes, no, you're dead. It was all so strange. She goes, well, Kate's dead. If Kate's here and Kate's dead, then I must be dead. She goes, but I feel just fine. She goes, how come I'm wearing such nice clothes? My favorite dress. And Kate said, well, I dressed you with my eyes, with my thoughts. I dressed you with my thoughts because I knew you'd like that dress. Don't worry now. You just rest a little bit, and there'll be others that come and get you. She goes, oh, very strange. She goes, but in time, she said, in time, I understood. I understood that it was really nothing, really. People make such a big deal of death, and it's really nothing. So anyway, there's more of that tonight, and it's just incredible stories tonight. And the mediumship of Leslie Flint. And again, I've said it 4 times. I've described to you what that experience was like, but it changed my life. It was one of those experiences in life that really was a high point of my life to have that experience. Yeah, Voices in the Dark is the name of his book, Leslie Flint. So that's tonight. I love the accent. I know what's the Scottish. My friend Gordon Smith would not be happy with my accent. Chrissy Cable says, okay, we have Scott. Scott, hi, Scott. I can vouch for that. The courses are thorough and challenging, serious business level. Thanks, Scott. God bless you, Scott. Thank you very much. It's hard for me to push my own stuff, but they're so good, right? Love the accent. The souls feel, all right, okay. Clearly, Catty. James, how do you make Wisdom from Your Spirit Guides? Yes, very good book. Wisdom from Your Spirit Guides. Yes, it's a good book. And there's also, along with that book, I have, this is a good one too. This is my card deck. Messages from the Spirit Guides. Yeah, that's a really good one too. Actually, why don't I just give a couple of cards? I'll do 3 cards for all you guys with some card reading for you for the holidays. This is what they look like. I designed all of these and came up and Spirit gave me of course, the messages here. And it comes a little book and describes all about the different cards and how to use the cards. There are different spreads you can use with them. And each deck I have is a different spread. So I'm going to just, so this is for all of you. This is for all you, for y'all. Okay. So I'm just going to go and just see where I can go. Okay. Now, I know there's someone here who lost their husband or partner, the man, and I just was told to tell you he's fine. You know what that means, but he's okay. Stop worrying about him. I don't know what that is for. 1. I was just told that as a clip as over here. 2. Up here. Okay. Got it. 3. Okay. Okay. Love that. Cool. All right. Hay House did a great job with working with me with this because I wanted this design because it was like a golden book. Okay. So we have, let's see. First one is ask for guidance. So don't be afraid to ask for guidance. You know, we're all in this together. So ask for guidance. Don't be afraid to take a course. Take a course. Learn something about yourself. Ask for guidance. Next one we have is worry is a wasted emotion. Hello. Worry is a waste. I use all the time when I talk about people. Say worry is a wasted emotion. It is. Make it positive, not negative. I said that to my friend this weekend. She was so worried about stuff. I said, it's out of your control. Don't do that. You have no control. You just respond to it. Understand your body. So understand your body. It might be a time for you to cleanse, which I'm going to be doing next week, a cleansing. It might be time to start a new diet, a new workout routine. Your body is asking you to take care of itself. So maybe it needs guidance for it. Not to worry about your body, take guidance for it and take the appropriate steps. Okay. All right, my kids. I'm gonna leave you now for that until tonight. I'm gonna get ready for Leslie Flint. I gotta go do my find my. I'm trying to find an old tape, like a set tape. My mother came through with Leslie Flint, so I'm gonna try to find that. I have to go look in my attic and try to find that little cassette tape. Hopefully, I will. But hope to see you all tonight at 6 o'clock, and also in school, the JP School of Musical Arts. And thank you all very much. God bless you. Look